Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Hope you're all doing well. I just felt like playing a classic random run today, so let's see what we get. We've got the Sick. This character is really powerful with some weapons, and generally one of the easier characters to beat Danger 5 with with all else being equal. But there are some weapons that can be pretty challenging for this character, so let's see what we've got. And we've got Pruner. So this will give us an alternate way to heal. It's not going to be great with the lifesteal that the Sick requires, but the consumables will let us heal pretty well. So we should be doing reasonably well here. I do need to be careful not to take too much damage, because you can put yourself in a position where you die deterministically when you're playing the Sick if you take too many hits, because of course the 1 damage per second will add up pretty quickly. Here I'm just going to take 5 harvesting. We are using a support weapon, so we're very likely to be able to get to 21 harvesting, if not this wave, then next wave, and that's always going to be really solid. Ugly Tooth and Duct Tape. I am going to leave the duct tape in the pool. Is it good enough to lock? I think we will pass on locking it for now. And I'm just going to ban Ugly Tooth. Usually this item is not worth picking up, but I'm going to leave the shop slot open here in order to find more powerful economy items like this coupon. Charcoal. We do want to build melee damage, so again, we'll leave this in the pool and we'll roll. We'll go ahead and ban the snake, because we're not building elemental. We'll lock Corrupted Shard. Early Curse is really powerful, and we'll roll again, and we'll roll again. Alright, we got really unlucky on finding Pruners there, unfortunately. It's a support weapon, so there's not that many other weapons. We just happened to roll all of them instead of the Pruner. But as a relatively cheap support weapon, you should usually be able to buy 3 and find a 4th, at minimum, and that is not what happened for us. So we'll be a little bit behind. On the other hand, getting a crate out of that tree and getting a second tree to spawn is really nice. So that will help us recover from being behind. Also, Lemonade is an incredible item for a Pruner build, so we're very happy there. Here I'm just going to take the armor. I could roll for harvesting, but when we buy another Pruner, we'll get 5 harvesting anyways. And then let's go ahead and pick up the harvesting here, though, because we don't have to roll for it. And then we will roll for Pruners. All right. Now, we do have to actually find those Pruners. There we go. That's 1, and we'll roll for another one. So, very, very poor luck on finding weapons here, unfortunately. But let's roll again and roll again. We have to. Pruner, you both need to get to 6 Pruners really quickly, and you need to level it up. So it's really important to roll while you have guaranteed weapons. We just happen to get really unlucky there in the opening couple shops. Still very recoverable, of course. So when I take a hit like that, I'm going to use the consumables to heal back up so that we can mostly rely on our lifesteal to heal, but when we take damage, we can use the consumable healing that we have to get back into fighting shape. I think I'll do 1 more harvesting pickup, and then we'll buy this Pruner. But now that we're on wave 3, we'll buy the coupon first. You don't want to buy coupon in the first 2 shops because it slows down your ability to get weapons while you have these guaranteed weapons. In the first 2 shops, the only exception is fertilizer, which you should usually buy in the first 2 shops. No other items are worth buying. Buying the coupon to save 2 materials seems like it's going to be good, but you'll lose way more than 2 materials by having to roll for weapons later. So that's why you do it in that order. Buy a Pruner, we'll buy the Corrupted Shard. I'll buy a Baby Elephant. Pruner can often benefit from non-weapon sources of damage as well, and we get a free reroll by doing this. And then Scar and Bag are both really good. Still not finding more Pruners, but we'll lock the Scar, we'll buy the Bag, we'll roll, we'll lock a Fertilizer. Fresh Meat, we don't really need more lifesteal. We already have 25%, so I'm just going to go ahead and ban this. And then I'll roll again, and we'll lock a Pruner. Alright, so we finally got to our 6 weapons. We'll have the full support weapon tag online. We did get a bunch of really nice economy items in the last couple shops, but damage is going to be a concern pretty soon. You can coast on the base damage of your weapons for much longer than you might think, but eventually you do have to start building damage. Especially on a character like this that has a lot of sustain, so it doesn't matter if we take a few hits, because we can heal it back up. So the base damage of our weapons is plenty to keep us alive and kill things for now. Later on, that will stop being true. I'm going to take 10 luck here. It's a good economy stat, and we also already have a baby elephant, so buying luck is worth a lot for that reason as well. And then I'm going to take 10 attack speed. Having any attack speed is really valuable for this type of run. It just makes your character much safer. We'll buy all of these items. Alien Worm, so this is an interesting spot. We could buy it and get a free reroll. I could ban it and get a free reroll. The regen is wasted, but the HP is good. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and ban it. We'll take our free reroll here. I will buy the little muscly dude. I'm also going to buy Boxing Glove. Pruner has 2 knockback inherently, and this is actually a weapon that can benefit from knockback, so I'm going to take it. And I'll buy the injection as well. Losing HP is pretty bad, but we do want to start building up some percent damage, so we can pick that up. It also gets my weapon damage back to more positive. We had reduced our damage by buying the fertilizer. So the extra percentage damage that got us to 10% gave us 1 more damage. Because basically I reduced my damage by 1 buying fertilizer down to 9 on each of our weapon attacks. Then we bought Boxing Glove, bringing it back up to 10. So going up to 10% damage actually increases our damage to 11, which doesn't sound like much. And at this point it's not huge, but every little bit counts when we're trying to clear these waves. And you can see it helped us make a decent amount of money this wave. Here, I could buy attack speed. I could take melee damage. I think I'm going to reroll, though. I feel like we can get a level 2 upgrade. I don't really need more harvesting. But you know what? Let's get greedy. And then I really don't need more lifesteal. 25% is more than enough. So I'm going to roll 1 more time and then 1 more time. And this is what I was hoping for. A +6 melee damage upgrade is massive for helping our character actually kill things. We'll buy a muscly dude and a defective steroids, and then roll. Still not finding any pruners. Decomposing flesh, similarly, I think I'm just going to ban. I just want to use my bans to make our shops better. We'll buy a fertilizer here, and then we'll go to the next wave. If we don't find weapon levels, this is going to be a challenge. Pruner increases its damage scaling as you level. So at level 1, it only gets 50% of your melee damage. But then it gains extra damage scaling all the way up until it's at 100% damage scaling at level... Did you see that fruit, that consumable, fly across the map there? I've seen that happen a couple times. I don't know what triggers that bug, but sometimes a consumable will just fly across the map to the character. Very weird bug, and I don't know why it occurs, but, you know, I'll take it. It's some free healing. But as I was saying, Pruner is a weapon that you really want to level up, because the damage scaling increases, so it lets you buy melee damage more effectively. This +3 armor upgrade is, as it almost always is when it shows up, just the best thing that could possibly have shown up for us. We'll take the beanie, the charcoal I will take as well. It does cost me 2 harvesting, but we need to boost our melee damage, and we'll take the salt water also. Then I'm gonna roll. I don't even really need a garden. We don't have a lot that we need to pick up consumables for. We don't have a spicy sauce or anything, and we have a lot of healing from the pruners giving us consumable healing, so I think I'm actually going to pass on the garden here. Might look a little weird in a pruner build, but we will have plenty of consumables on the ground. We have plenty of gardens already. I am going to buy the spyglass. This should be a fairly high economy run, so I think we can benefit from that. Landmines we don't need. Claw tree we'll take. Crit chance is also not bad on Pruner. It will also increase the crit multiplier as we level up. And so it can be a pretty powerful addition to our damage output later on. The landmines I'm just going to ban. Small fish. So this is an item I talked about in a video relatively recently, and then I went away and thought about the math on small fish, and the amount of times that having a small fish will decrease the number of hits that it takes to kill an enemy is actually very minimal compared to other sources of damage. Small fish is, so if if your damage would normally deal between 90 and 100% of the enemy's health, the small fish will let you kill that enemy in one hit instead of two. But outside of that exact case, it's often going to do nothing in terms of increasing the number of hits. So I think this is an item that I've actually been overvaluing significantly, because -3 attack speed is a real penalty, and I don't actually think that the plus 10% damage is that relevant in a lot of cases. So I think I'm going to stop buying small fish as often, or at least experiment with doing that, and we'll see how that works. I'll buy the Insanity, or I'll lock the Insanity as well. We'll still buy Crit Chance, and then we're going to roll. Alien Tongue is good. We're using Pickup Radius. We're using Consumables to heal. So having the Alien Tongue is going to be pretty nice. After these items, I kind of have to just spend a lot of time re-rolling for more Pruners, because having only level 1 weapon on wave 7 is unusual and not good. So we definitely need to upgrade our weapons. Very rare to be at this point in the game and to have only seen 5 level 1 weapons in the shop. Especially because we did a lot of re-rolling in the first couple shops as well. Did manage to kill that walrus, even with our very low damage. I'm going to make my way over here in case I needed the healing at the end of that wave. I'll take 15 luck here. I could roll for HP or armor, or attack speed would be fine, but luck is good for us as well. And then here I'm just going to take 9 HP. The attack speed is also very tempting, but boosting my max HP is pretty important on the sick. You want to get out of range of the passive damage killing you. After, like, if you take 1 hit, you don't want that to be enough where the passive damage will kill you before you can heal it back up. And then we're going to roll here, and I'm just going to re-roll again. We'll lock a Gentle Alien, but we'll pass on Injection or Torch, and we'll roll, and I'm going to roll again, and I think I'm going to roll again. I'm really looking for Pruners here, and we still are not finding any. Now, obviously, in a normal run, a not random weapon run, we could be buying other weapons. We could combine these Pruners and buy other weapons in order to overcome this chop luck. You don't have to unless the rules of the run, as they do in this case, require it. You don't have to stick with one weapon the whole time. And in fact, if you find that you're not upgrading your weapons successfully, you can often pick up other good weapons. Like we saw a rocket launcher in the shop at one point, which we could have swapped to or worked into our build. People tend to buy weapons other than the one that they're using too much, but I think that then they overcorrect and never buy weapons other than the one that they're using. So when you first start playing, you mix and match weapons much too much for this game. But then I think often there's a period of overcorrection where people will only ever use one weapon. I think we can get away with taking the bait here, and then I'm going to re-roll and take 2 armor. And we'll buy the Gentle Alien. I will roll. I'll take a Broken Mouth as well, and we'll roll again. We'll buy a Lumberjack shirt, and we're re-rolling. Okay, a Cursed Garden we'll take. That's a lot of healing, and it gives us extra curse. We'll lock this Mastery, and then we'll roll. And still 0 Pruners in the last, I don't know how many times we re-rolled, but a lot. So I'm just going to stack the bait aliens on top of each other and then run at them. We have enough healing that we can tank through their damage. I also noticed that there either were 0 or only 1 that spawned cursed. So they were less dangerous than they could have been. So we're going to use the lifesteal that this character has to just stack them up and kill them faster by dealing damage to all of them at once since they're stacked on each other. And because I've picked up a decent amount of armor, that's possible as well. Now, this wave is hard. We have very little clear speed because my damage is so horrible since we haven't managed to upgrade our weapons at all. But we should still make pretty good money this wave. We'll take a propeller hat here for sure. When it only costs 15, I guess I'll take 2 more lifesteal. Lifesteal isn't something that I'm super excited about building since we already have a ton, but when it shows up for really cheap like that, we'll take it. Here I'll take 6 dodge. We already have 11 dodge, so we can actually build dodge on this character for more survivability. I'm gonna reroll here, and I'll take another 6 dodge. Okay, we finally found a leveled up weapon. We now have not just level 1 pruners. And you can see here that this has 1.75x critical and skills with 80% of our melee damage. So the damage is significantly higher as you level this weapon. And then we'll roll, take a treasure map as well. We're going into wave 10. That's not the Horde wave, so I do think we can get away with the scarf. The regen is wasted, and that's what this item is usually for, is the regeneration. But 4 melee damage and 4 speed is still pretty good. And we'll roll, we'll take a Lost Duck as well, and we'll lock the cake also. I probably would not have bought the scarf if we hadn't found that level 3 pruner, but since we have it, that makes us so much better at killing enemies. So we've managed to build a decent amount of dodge. Our armor's good. Our healing is good because we're the 6, so we just have a lot of lifesteal. And of course, we're using pruners, so we have a lot of consumables. So I'd say we're in pretty good shape. I just need a little bit more damage, and then we're doing excellently. But we've now reached the point where we have enough consumable healing and enough lifesteal that we can mostly just run at enemies and not worry about the damage that we take. Which I'm trying to do to get this loot alien kill here. It's running away from me really fast, though, because of the scarf. Oh, another one spawned? That was 3 loot aliens with no lure. That is very unlikely. But we managed to kill 2 of them. Get a treasure map here, that's great. And I'll take the metal detector as well. Since I've started building dodge, it becomes really efficient once you have some. So we'll go ahead and pick up 9% more dodge, and then we'll take 12% damage here. Buy all of these items, and then roll. Community support is a really nice find going into this Horde wave. That's going to give us a lot of attack speed. It does cost me armor, but that'll help kill a lot of these enemies. I'll take the Lucky Charm as well, and I will roll, and we'll buy a lemonade, and roll. And coffee and mouse I'll buy as well. Spyglass becomes pretty good once you have... The second Spyglass becomes a lot better once you have one already, because making your rerolls cheaper means you're going to use them more often, which means that you will get more benefit out of the discount. I've almost never seen a run where we've found this few copies of our main weapon. This is like a 1 in 1,000 run. Either that or I've just been fully blind to pruners and have rolled past them, which is never impossible for me. But the chances of rolling this many times, seeing this many shops, and not finding any of this weapon, which is not a hard weapon to find. It's from a small shop tag. Relatively cheap, so you can buy a lot of them in the first couple waves. The chances of getting to this point with this few pruners are very low. Yeah, we'll take a hunting trophy. We have some crit chance. I wish I'd gotten it before the Horde wave, but this is still going to be really good. I could buy 3 crit here, but no point in doing that. Do I want 9 HP or 2 armor? I think the armor is actually going to be better, so we'll take the armor here. We're going to buy this whole shop. The insanity is especially good because we just got the hunting trophy. We'll take the scar. Do I want glass cannon? My percent damage is pretty bad. I only have 3 armor. Or I only have 10 armor, so we'd be going down by 3 to 7. But I think the glass cannon is still good. Finally got another pruner, so we've only got half of our weapons level 1 still. Definitely going to buy a lure. I'll buy the whistle even though we're buying a lure. Nail is sometimes okay on pruners because they don't get full melee damage scaling until they're high level, especially because we have not managed to level them. So we'd basically be buying 2 and a little bit damage on each of our weapons. It's like buying 4 melee damage for buying the nail here. I think 4 damage plus maybe we get some extra random scaling if we find other incidental points of engineering is fine. So we'll go ahead and buy the nail there. Yeah, I'm liking having picked up the glass cannon, helping us actually kill stuff, which we were, of course, struggling with. This really is one of the weirder runs I've played. Just the number of rerolls we did without finding any weapons is kind of unreal. And if we just had a couple more levels on our weapons, we would... I mean, we're in great shape anyways, don't get me wrong. You know, I've been complaining about our bad chop luck there, but we've gotten plenty of good items as well. And a lot of loot aliens. Yeah, I'll take the book here. It's 0.4 damage. No, 0.2 damage on all our weapons because we're buying the nail, so that's fine. The scarf, we are going into a horde wave. No, we're not. Okay, we're not going into a horde wave, so I guess I'll take 4 melee damage and 4 speed again. That gets me up to 11% speed. That's pretty good. We'll take 2 armor here and then 15 attack speed. Those are great finds as well. We're going to buy all of these items and then take a reroll. Do I want the Pocket Factory? It increases the damage on all our weapons. We have a lumberjack shirt. We don't have a tree or anything, but I think it's fine, and I like Pocket Factory, so I'm going to go ahead and buy it. Nobody was under any... illusion that I wasn't going to buy the Pocket Factory, but it's worth talking about anyways. The one thing to keep an eye on once you have nail is you shouldn't buy engineering just for the nail. You can pick up free engineering from otherwise efficient items like duct tape that you would be buying anyways, and that's what makes nail usable. But buying a bunch of engineering for 20% damage scaling is not a good use of your money. Usually you get engineering at half the rate that you get melee damage, and it scales your weapon worse, because you only get 20% scaling instead of the 50 to 100% that you get on this weapon. So you spend twice as much for, 2/5 of the value, and that is not where you want to be when you are buying items. I'll take the blood leech here. My harvesting is okay. No, we really don't need more lifesteal. We can just recycle this. But the butterfly, which doesn't cost me harvesting and is a little cheaper, we'll take. Mouse will definitely take, and crystal. It's effectively only 5% attack speed, because as the sick, we're going to be breaking the damage bonus every second, because we take 1 damage per second, which will always decrease this. So it's 5% attack speed, minus 0.4 damage, because we have the nail, on all our weapons. Is that worth it for 40 materials? It's close, because my attack speed matters a lot. I think it actually is worth it. We'll take the butterfly here, and then we'll take 9 more dodge, getting, again, closer to dodge cap. Once again, we still are not finding any pruners. I'll take the banner. Usually you should avoid blood donation on the sick. Going from 1 damage per second to 2 damage per second is a big downgrade in terms of your survivability, and we just don't need the money, so we're going to pass on the blood donation here. I'll take the Peaceful Bee because we're building dodge, so that gets us to 45. We'll take the Cute Monkey, we'll roll. Now that I have Pocket Factory, I can probably start buying the turret. I do want the Broken Mouth. I think I'm just going to pass on all these items, though. The pencil is a good example of an item that people are going to get mad that I didn't buy because we have nail, but if you actually do the math on it, the amount of damage you get for the cost is ridiculously small. it's always interesting to me. I think there's a constant challenge when evaluating items in this game, that people don't look at the actual numbers. They just read the like what type of stat it gives you and go, okay, well, I have an item that wants me to buy wants engineering, and that's an engineering item, so I should just buy everything that has engineering associated with it. But it is important to think about what the actual numerical result of buying those items is, and whether that's worth the cost. Here I'll take 3 armor, and then I'm gonna roll again, and we'll take 10% attack speed. So normally I would buy the Cursed Obliterator for fun, but because we are struggling so much to find weapons, I think that this run is actually not certainly won. So I'm going to pass. I'm going to stick strictly to the random weapon challenge, because part of what's making this interesting is that we are really struggling to find pruners. I'll take the Sharp Bullet. We have Pocket Factory, so losing 5% damage to make that work I think is fine. The Ball and Chain, and the reason that can be okay is that we're going to be able to use the Pocket Factory to synergize with other things that we're doing. So even though this is, again, low damage, a low damage item for us, it's mostly for fun. Okay, we finally found another pruner, so we can go ahead and upgrade that, and we'll buy a claw tree as well. And then we'll roll here, and we're going to pass on the book. Another thing that I would love to find, of course, is jerky. That would be really good. You can see how much the dodge is helping us as well, because we have a lot of additional enemy spawns, and this is a horde wave. Because we've found 2 mice and I think 3 gentle aliens, we're way ahead in economy compared to where you would normally be at this point, but we need to be because there's so many enemies on the field. But in this game, you typically would prefer to be ahead with more threats than behind with fewer threats, because it's going to make winning the end game much easier. I'll definitely take a garden for 33, that's fine. Duct tape. So this is a good example of an item that gains a little bit of value because we have the nail. We'll recycle the lens there, and I'll take 6 more dodge. Then I could take 10 attack speed here. Yeah, let's just do that. Attack speed is really good. We'll buy the claw tree. I really don't need more lifesteal. We've gotten up to 41% lifesteal. I'll take the cute monkey for more reliable healing. I've reduced my knockback by quite a bit, so I'm going to pass on the boxing glove, I think. 57 for 1 melee damage just isn't that exciting. Alright, we'll take a pruner. Finally got them all to level 2. We can buy the injection and the claw tree here as well. Roll again. Do I need more movement speed? Yeah, I wouldn't hate some movement speed, so we'll buy the fin. We will lose 2 lifesteal for the clover, but this is still a really good item for us. Gets us to 57 dodge. And we can upgrade our pruners again. The mutation doesn't do anything other than +2 curse, because we don't care about ranged or elemental damage, but I will buy it anyways. I'm going to buy the alien eyes as well. We have good HP, and I have the sharp bullet, so they're going to benefit from the piercing shots from that. And then fruit basket, gentle alien, and mastery. These are all great items for us. We've found some pretty sick economy items this run. We've just been missing out on weapons to do it, but we have a coupon, we have, I think, 2 fertilizers, we have now 4 gentle aliens, so definitely some things going in our direction here. I definitely want to boost my curse higher, so I'm gonna do a circuit of the outside of the map to kill those curse aliens that spawn. Since this is wave 16, we'll go back through the center and get that one, get that loot alien, and we should be able to get that curse alien before the end of the wave. Made 630 materials and got up to 30 curse. We'll take the injection here. I'll take the scared sausage. We have negative elemental damage right now, but we have a pocket factory. It's only 19 materials, and it could work with an ice cube or a fried rice. Well, not fried rice easily, because we have minus 100 regen. Anything along those lines, though, is still going to be good. And then here, do I want melee damage, attack speed, or to roll for armor or dodge? We're level 25 here. I think attack speed is still going to be the best. We had some melee damage locked in the shop as well. Buy all of these items. Another mouse and a black flag. I mean, don't mind if I do. The alloy I'll pass on. We're building dodge, so I do want to keep my dodge high. I'll roll here. I'm going to buy the cursed wheelbarrow just for the curse. And I'll lock the peacock as well. I don't want to buy it going into the elite wave, but we have a bunch of XP gain already, so I kind of want to see if we can hit level 30. Now that we've leveled our pruners, we should easily have the damage to kill this elite. That was not certain, of course, if we had still had level 1 weapons, but at this point our damage should be more than adequate. Gonna make sure that I'm killing those blobfish and getting the curse aliens out of them. Extra curse is still really good. And at this point, you know, I'm not going to lie to you and pretend that this run is going to be hard for the rest of it. So we really are just trying to max it. We're running up the score, so I'm trying to get lots of curse and everything, just see if we can get cool cursed items. Potato, this is a bunch of great stats for us. We're happy with that. I'll take the celery tea. We'll take celery tea and peacock next wave. And here, actually, no, we're at 60 dodge, so I don't need to buy any more dodge. I'll just take the 20 luck. So celery tea plus peacock, this is dangerous. We'll buy the crown, because you can't be the king of Brotato without it, of course. And cursed coupon, this will probably pay for itself in just the 2 shops, so I'll go ahead and buy that. We'll buy the explosive turret as well, just for fun. And I'll roll here, lock a pruner. Recycling machine will not have time to pay for itself, and we don't need the blood leech. So I do need to be a little bit careful this wave, because enemies both have more health and do more damage. But I'm hoping we can get like 3 levels this wave because of that. You can see there that we took a lot of damage, so I had to back off and heal back up. So looks like we will not get 3 levels, but because of those 2 items, I think I will be able to hit level 30 before the end of the run. It does hurt to have all of these alongside the black flag and hunting trophy, I guess, because we're not getting any value off of those. But those items, or the black flag at this point, is less for the money that you get from killing cursed enemies, and more just for the extra enemies on the field. Because just 10% more enemies is really good. You can see we still made 700 materials that wave. I'll take that for the luck. We'll take some attack speed. I'm going to roll here. I want a little more armor if possible. So I'm going to roll a couple more times, see if I can get a level 2 armor upgrade. I missed, but we'll take 16% damage. That's still a lot of damage. We're going to go ahead and upgrade our pruner. We'll buy an explosive turret. We'll buy a celery tea again, and I'll roll here. Clockwork Wasp obviously works incredibly well with our pocket factory, but more importantly with our gardens. And then we'll take 2 more melee damage. We'll roll, buy an alien tongue, and do 1 more reroll, and go to wave 19. So I'm not sure we'll be able to hit level 30 this wave, but I'm hoping we can. We have a lot of harvesting, and of course there's a lot of enemies that we have to kill here. And the plus 50% from celery tea as well. Okay, yeah, we're gonna hit level 30 very comfortably. We might actually hit level 31. Not this wave, but just in general. You see, I am taking some damage here, so this is why celery tea is a dangerous item. It does put a lot of pressure on your movement, and a character that normally would be incredibly safe, like this one, when you can't kill enemies, it's a lot harder. So this is why this item is usually one that you should avoid, unless you're trying to do something silly like just hit level 30 right before the end of the run. I'll recycle that. We did find an ice cube, so the scared sausage is going to be good here. We'll take the lure. This is just 2 consumable drops that we can use to heal in the boss wave. We'll take our 4 melee damage, and then I'm going to roll here. I think I'm going to pick up armor here. Roll again. Yeah, we'll take 4 armor. Adrenaline, this is a good way to heal for us, so I'll take the adrenaline, and then I'll buy a couple more items here. A cursed hunting trophy. Would have been nice to get that earlier. The crit chance is still going to be good against the bosses, so I guess I'll take the hunting trophy just for the 9 crit chance. We'll take a gentle alien. We'll take a lost duck, because more luck is still good. Hey, we get to level our pruners. That still matters a lot, because leveling them just increases their damage by a ton, since our melee damage is high, so boosting the scaling matters more than most other things we could do. I don't think it's worth buying the sunglasses there. Let's re-roll. We'll buy a jerky that's good for healing, and then we will roll again and go fight the bosses. So, really nice, final shop for us there. I need to remember to run right and kill the whale boss first. For some reason, I've gotten into the habit of running left, fighting the snake boss first, but usually you should fight the whale boss first. Getting a lot of dodges here, which of course is helping because we have adrenaline. I'm going to back off here, actually, and kill this mini-boss, because keeping those from stacking up makes you a lot safer here. And then I need to focus on the whale boss, which is a little hard to do because it's running past me. So we should have the damage to kill it still, but it was a slightly slower kill than I was expecting, just because of our low weapon levels mostly. But there you go. That's the sick with the pruner. Even though we struggled to find extra weapon levels, we still did really well with this run. This character is just very, very powerful because yes, you take a damage per second and can't use regen, but you effectively get infinite free healing when you're playing this character, and 12 extra max HP, which gives you a lot of economy. So you're basically playing a stronger than normal character with most weapons for the sick, and the pruner is not really an exception. Taking a look at our items here, we saved 500 on our 2 coupons, 330 from our bag, which actually is a little low. We bought a lot of luck and got this bag very early, so you might expect a little more than that. 50k damage from Baby Elephant, definitely nice there. The spyglasses were great. This is a high economy run where we were re-rolling a lot, so the spyglasses did very well, actually. 4 treasure maps found us only 7 items. That is horrible. So yeah, we had a lot of loot aliens, but we got very unlucky on the treasure maps there. That said, I can't complain too much. I mean, finding 4 treasure maps is in and of itself very lucky. Hunting trophy for 550 extra materials. We had triple mouse. We also had quadruple gentle alien. The nail ended up giving us, what's that? Just +2 damage on all of our weapons, which is fine. Not amazing, but fine. The Pocket Factory, we don't have a turret, so we can't check how much damage that did, but not much is the answer. This is an item we mostly bought for fun. And Alien Eyes dealt 40k, Scared Sausage 2700, but it did apply the Ice Cube debuff. We made 330 materials off the Black Flag, and I already checked that 550 off the hunting trophies. 35 healing from Adrenaline as well, and our explosive turret dealt 22,000, so again, not amazing, but was still fine. Alright, my friends, hope you've enjoyed this random run. And of course, as always, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.